What's going on, guys? It's Tony with Urban Girl Scout Media, living the dream as always. Coming to you, recording this on the 27th at 11:50. Sitting outside, so you might hear the wind, the birds. I mean, it is a gorgeous Saturday. 70 degrees is on the forecast. I am one of those people that cares about the weather because I like to be outside. And I wanted to sit outside and talk about the newest set for Magic the Gathering. I'm going to do a few videos actually here today. Really, I'm hoping to. Got a few things to talk about, and school's about to be out. School's about to be out for spring and summer, and we're leaving Strixhaven. So here in just a few days, we've gotten some really cool cards, and we've gotten some controversial variants, and we've gotten this, and we've gotten that, we've got all kinds of stuff. I want to talk about just the new cards first. I'll do a separate video on some of the fun art cards that we're getting. And really just going down using the usual magicspoiler.com, we see just a few things. Obviously, we can expect things like star pupil. We can expect terms like that where it's talking about schools and being a study, enthusiastic study right there. So expect the names to kind of be in that range. We have a new creature type called a pest. It's just a 1/1 token, black and green. When it dies, you gain 1 life. For 2, that's pretty good. We see that we have a sorcery type called Lesson. We have an ability here called Learn on this card, Field Trip. Corny ass school terms that we're still using. So Learn and Lesson kind of go together. So you can see there that Learn is basically this ability where you can reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. So I think that's a really, really interesting ability. Now, there isn't a lot of cards released, so we don't know how strong this lesson and learn shared ability, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is going to be. We don't know yet. But just based on some of the cards we've seen so far, I think it's safe to assume it's going to be potent. I don't think it's going to be anything to scoff at, and we'll look at a few of the cards here in a bit. But just looking to see that Pet Summoning, I mean, that's a pretty good card on its own. And these are both commons. Basic Forest card, I mean, that's pretty powerful wording. So we have some learn abilities on cards down here. So it does look like, in a sense, it does look like what Strixhaven is going to do is help us kind of fix our hands a bit if we're running into a tough spot. Even down here, look at this. We have Environmental Sciences. This is a card that a lot of people are getting up in arms about, and I'll talk about in a moment. Another lesson card. And we get down to creatures. Well, I guess let's talk about it right now. So, Environmental Sciences is mana fixing for any color. You do gain life off it, but it's mana fixing. At sorcery speed, bringing the land to your hand. I can see that, this may have some limitations, but it's a basic land, and it's mana fixing. Don't overlook this, guys. Like, a lot of people are up in arms about it, which, what's new? Magic players getting upset about a card, but this is mana fixing for any color. It's very realistic, and there isn't a lot of drawbacks here, because even when you say, well, it's a sorcery, yeah, but you gain 2 life. Well, it's colorless, yeah, but you can search for any color. Well, it's basic land, yeah, but still, you can search for any basic land. I think that's really powerful. I'm not going down the it's broken path by any means whatsoever, but I am saying this is a card that should see a fair amount of play, especially in Commander. Multicolored decks, I think, are going to be huge, and any format that doesn't have fetch lands or doesn't have an abundance of them, like they rely on Fable Passage, this is a card that could see some play. It's my prediction. We have some more lesson cards down here. There's some really wordy cards released, which looks like here's one right here, Dean of the Vein. But I want to see if we can find. I thought that there was one card I saw online that was really wordy. It was like, basically, it was a political card trying to make you and your opponents attack one another, and it rewarded them. And then we have Some more flip cards. Not bad. Check those out a little bit later. Magecraft. I don't know exactly what to make of it yet. It's rewarding you for casting spells. I like that. So let's see what else we got. The other thing I really want to make sure I talk about was I saw these lands. So I know a lot of people are kind of not thrilled about these check lands, their hand check lands or whatever. They're not going to be more than just a couple of bucks shortly after pre-release. These are going to find some play in maybe like obviously Commander, but I also think like Standard. I think we'll use them a little bit, but I don't see them being more than just like I think the most expensive one will probably end up being $5. And they're obviously going to have to finish the cycle because there's only 5 of them, so they'll finish the cycle out in one of the future sets. But I thought it was a little bit of a letdown, just me personally. And then he's got some more cards down here. Got a flippy Planeswalker, boys and girls. Let's check her out. So we've got is this our first flip, like, dual-side Planeswalker? Who knows? Let's see what we got. So both sides have instant and sorceries, cost 1 less to cast. You can go with either side. It's the Rowan and Will. Let's check it out. So, Rowan, Scholar of Sparks for 3 with 2 starting loyalty, and we would get +1. Scholar of Sparks deals 1 damage to each opponent. If you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn, it deals 3 damage to each opponent instead. That will get to the play group. We do draw 2, drop 2. And -4, you get an emblem with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, not too bad. You can't make these 1 constant ability and then 2 loyalty abilities too powerful. So let's see what the other side. So you already see we got an extra ability. Again, instants and sorceries, 1 less. Up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 0-2 until your next turn. -3 is draw 2 cards, and then the ultimate to -7 is exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Interesting. Okay. I am not really sure what to make of this. One of the problems I have lately with Magic, and I'm not going to go too deep in this because I don't want this video to go too much longer, but one of the issues I have with Magic is that the design space for standard legal cards is becoming more and more EDH friendly. So every time I look at a card like this, I immediately go to the EDH game. I don't really think about much else anymore. Occasionally Pioneer and Historic, but that's if they're in the color range. You know, I play a lot of mono black. I'm not good enough to do anything else in Pioneer, really. I'm just joking. No, it's not backtracking for us. There we go. So just a few more cards. We already talked about some of these commands. We already talked about these 2 planeswalkers down here. So you see we're getting some interesting stuff. What do you guys think so far? Again, a lot of the set is left to release. We still have just under a month until we get to the release day. I think it's April 23rd. But there's a lot of flip cards. I'll probably do a special just on the flip cards here soon. I want to have a chance to sit down and read them. I only knew about, outside of the planeswalkers, the commands, and the mana fixing from Environmental Sciences, I didn't really know a lot else, so it was kind of fun. And the lands, of course. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stick around. Love doing these videos, and I just love the interaction I get with you guys. We'll see you next time. We're going to talk about some of those weird art cards that they're doing the spells on. I don't want to spoil the card, but stay faithless to the channel because we're going to loot some cards to talk about.